In the video today, I'm giving my cattle vaccinations. One of them is for blackleg and one is for leptospirosis. Blackleg is a preventable soil-borne disease that both cattle and sheep can get. I'm reading this from the extension site at Western Virginia Education webpage. I'll put a link in that in the comments down below. It's caused by an anaerobic soil-borne, I can't read today, bacterium, meaning it doesn't like oxygen, okay? Usually it's you find the cattle that are dead before you even know anything about it. Animals are usually found deceased and exhibit swelling under the skin, which crackles when pushed down on. Blackleg vaccines come usually in a 7 and 8 way products, and they're widely available and very effective. Blackleg is non-contagious but highly fatal with nearly 100% death loss. Animals found alive can be given super high doses of penicillin, but the outcomes are poor. It's a periacute infection, meaning it is very severe and very fast. It will infect sheep of any age, but it may infect cattle from 6 months to 2 years of age. However, in some rare cases, it may affect calves as young as 6 weeks and cows as old as 12 years old. Sadly, the disease usually infects fast-growing, high-performance animals. The causes of blacklegs are caused by anaerobic spore-forming bacteria. Very few cases are caused by a Clostridium septicem. Can't say that right. Blackleg gets its name because it typically infects the rear leg muscles, causing it to turn darkened or black in color. It's not contagious. The sources for transmission are the spores waiting in the soil for the opportunity for it to come into contact with an open wound or be ingested by a grazing animal. Ingested bacteria will invade the body via small puncture wounds in the animal's digestive tract. So keeping your animals warmed will help, for sure. Animals can also eat feed with contaminated spores. As previously stated, blackleg usually attacks young livestock. The soil-borne blackleg organism enters the animal through an ingestion or contaminated forage. Following ingestion, the organism may live in the gastrointestinal tract, spleen, and liver without causing any problems. It's not entirely understood what causes the bacteria to proliferate. Sorry about that. But one theory is muscle bruising associated with handling and shipping may be a major cause. Once the spores begin to germinate, bacteria grow and produce a deadly toxin that excrete gas. That's what causes the skin to make the crackling noise. So that's the vaccine that I gave the cattle, all of them. This disease also infects skeletal muscle and the heart muscle, and is both frequently found in the heart and the legs. Symptoms. Most common first sign of blackleg for producers is to find a dead animal. The disease can kill within 12 hours of infection and usually does so within 48 hours. If you see a sick cow, contact your vet immediately. There are several signs and symptoms an infected animal exhibit, including lameness, loss of appetite, depression, rapid breathing, fever, and swelling. Sometimes the animal will appear lame on the infected leg before any other sign is noticed. Blackleg has an extremely high mortality rate, nearly 100%. Vaccination is needed for prevention, and many multivalent Clostridial bacterium 7-way vaccines are available on the market. It's very inexpensive. I got both those vaccines that I gave my cattle today, today, for $20. Both of them were 10-dose vials. So it works out to less than $2 for both vaccines for all of my cows. So that's fantastic. That is what blackleg is. If you want to read more about it, look in the description box down below, and I will have a link to this. Also in today's video, you're going to see me give my cattle a vaccination for leptospirosis and do a pregnancy test. Leptospirosis, or normally called lepta, in cattle can affect the animals at any age, including young calves, because cattle are the maintenance hosts for that species of lepto. It's called Harjo bovis. Infection with this serovar, which is like a species of bacteria, will often produce a carrier state in the kidneys associated with long-term urinary shedding. It's passed in the pee. Okay. In addition, infections with this can persist in the reproductive tract. The infertility that can result from persistent reproductive tract infections is perhaps the most economically damaging aspect of lepto in the cattle. Low antibody titers are typically associated with infections, making detection of this difficult. So that's why you want to get. Oh, also, lepto is transmitted directly between animals or indirectly through the environment. The organism is most commonly shed in the urine of an infected animal and can be shed through the aborted fetuses as well, thus infecting animals directly or contaminating the environment. It is also zoonotic, which means people can get it. The source of infection can therefore be an infected animal or water and feed that has been contaminated with infected urine. The organisms gain entry to the body through the membranes of the eyes, nose, mouth, and even the skin, especially if it's injured or water softened. Infected animals are commonly shed the bacteria in placental fluids and milk. In addition, some leptospira serovars can be transmitted ventrally through sexual contact. So meaning if the bull has it, the cow may get it. Okay. The organisms can survive in the environment for weeks or months depending on the conditions. Some organisms have been shown to survive in stagnant standing water or wet soil for longer than 6 months if the temperature is favorable, between 50 and 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Moisture and warm temperatures are conducive to survival, while dry, freezing, and extremely high temperatures kill the bacteria. So, to prevent it, keep stagnant water out of the place and fill in puddles. The best way to prevent this is to give the cattle a vaccine. Like I said earlier, the vaccines don't cost that much. And if the animals do get sick with this, you can be treated with antibiotic therapy from your veterinarian. But the best thing is to prevent it. As for the pregnancy test cost me $20 for the 2 tests that I got. So it's basically $10 a piece and took less than 5 minutes, as you will see, to do the pregnancy test, except for the drawing of the blood. I tried to film drawing the blood off of Buttercup today, but didn't work out very well. I will be drawing blood off of Venus and get a better, more educational video from her because she's well more mannered than Buttercup is, and I will get a better video there. But basically, the blood tests are really easy and really accurate. I've read reviews across the spectrum. There are several companies out there. I will put links down in the description box to the companies, but there's one that's called IDX. They're really good. They're inexpensive. The tests all run roughly about $11 a piece. And while I'm a veterinary technician and have been drawing blood on animals for quite a while, they do have P-tests too for them. So if you have all the time in the world and you want to follow your animals around to catch some P samples, go for it. They work just as well. Basically the same idea as a human pregnancy test, except it's a different pregnancy hormone than the one that we have in our systems. But it's the same idea. A little bit of pee on a stick. You know, if you want to chase your... I've done it before. I don't have that kind of time to chase my cattle around to wait for them to pee, because I can promise you they will not pee until you turn around and leave. But the blood tests are really easy, and I will have a very informative, better one when I do Venus on the 8th of July to see if she's pregnant. But there you go today. Watch the total epic foobar it was to get these guys vaccinated. The videoing of the vaccinations, I did not get Horatio's. We had to put his head in the chute. Well, basically we pinched him between the door and the wall, and that's how we did him, because he's a big boy and I don't quite trust him. Buttercup, she gave us a hard time. She tore apart the milking room. Venus was the best one of the bunch. Rosie was easy, as you can tell. I just gave her her bottle and stuck her. But there you go. Enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe and leave comments down there if you have any questions or want some more information on how to do this. And thank you so very much for watching my video. Okay. SQI1.
No, you cannot have Rosie's milk.
Stay drinking, kid. Cow. Stay drinking, cow. Stay
go for the shoulder instead of a butt, simply because you can't move it that far and still be getting.
One in the neck. Okay. And the goats fucked it all up. Okay. Goats. Godiva, you're a butthole. Okay. We got her neck done. Now let's do this goes under the skin. Okay, she's done. Okay. All right.
Go down around the corner, sweetheart. Slow.
Take it easy. Hi. Hello, Venus. Okay. Okay, Venus. Sticking her with the first one. One.
Did you clip her?
Nope, I didn't.
Clip her in, please.
Okay. I don't know. I never messed with her. I didn't know I needed to. Here, actually, you have to be clipped in. Okay. Here goes the second one. Hold on. Don't get mad at me. Okay. She's done. And in a week, 2 weeks, we'll blood test you. Okay, how you do the pregnancy test is, I was just pulling the blood out of her vein in her tail, and here is the pregnancy test. This is in, you're in here. Okay, the test is in there. Now, you're supposed to drop it in the pipette that it has. See, it's got a tube, a test tube. See, this test tube. You're supposed to put it in the test tube and then suck it up with a dropper. But what I'm going to do, and which works, is I'm going to take the blood that's in the syringe and inject it down into the cap. Then open up the cap and suck the blood out with the pipette. Like this. Let's see. Suck it up with the pipette. Yeah, I got the blood in the pipette.
Okay. You need my help, or can I filter my milk?
Go ahead and filter your milk. And then the pregnancy test is this.
Huh?
I'm doing the video. Here's the pregnancy test. You put the blood in that. Blood in there. And then you take the solution, this, and you put 3 drops. Let's do it so that you can see what I'm doing. 3 drops in the thing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then, okay, it's running through. It's like a pregnancy test, or like somebody told me it was like a COVID test. You'll get a control line and then the test line. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. Let's just let it cook. I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. It looks like it. Okay. And it takes about 15 minutes supposedly. So we'll let it cook for a few and we'll see what happens. Okay, the control line is showing. I'm sitting here having flashbacks to all the 6 times that I was pregnant and I had to wait for a pregnancy test to come up. So let's see, let me pause this and turn this around. Okay, let's turn on a flashlight. Even the faintest line means she's pregnant. Okay. Let's see. Where's the thing? So, there's the control line. And yep, I see the faint line for next to the T. So we're gonna be grandparents. Again, we're gonna have a Buttercup baby. Let's see. Yep, look, there it is. You see, I'll shine the light on here. See. Can y'all see it better now? That line in there. Just let it cook. Oh yeah, there's definitely a line in there. Let me do it this way. Can you see it this way? There's a line in there. So, Buttercup is pregnant. And in a few weeks, I gotta wait until like the 7th or 8th to do Venus. And we'll have baby, let's see if we have a baby Venus.